Hi, this is Dr. Steve from Misericordia University. Welcome to this video technology tutorial.
In this tutorial in Excel, let's consider how to create functions. In a previous tutorial, we did math in this way. We said equals, and we said we can click on cells, plus, cell, and so on, whether we find the average, whether we find the sum, or perform any other mathematical operations. Now we're going to take a look at how to do this automatically. So instead of clicking on cells and so on, what we can do is press the FX button. Now the FX button is located in two places. Under the Formulas tab, it says Insert a Function FX. Also, you'll find the FX is right down here near the formula bar. Start by clicking into a cell where you want the math, or the answer if you will, to appear. Press the FX button, and now you'll notice this dialog appears. This dialog consists of several things. Number one, you can look at a category. For example, most recently used, and probably most things you're going to look for here will be located in that area. You can look through all or through different categories of preset mathematical functions. You could also search for a particular function through this search feature. But again, for most people, most recently used, that's where you'll probably find what you're looking for. Notice there are reserved words here, such as sum and average. I'm going to click sum. And now it provides an area for me to go out and locate some cells. Notice already underneath it says equals sum, which is a reserved word, and parentheses. It's just waiting to fill in what cells we want to add to find the sum. Click on this little button. Now go out and highlight cells. I've now highlighted 4 cells. Notice up here it already, and also on the formula bar, already says E9 through H9, the range. Press that little button once again in the dialog. I have nothing else to add. I say OK. It's done. Now, just like we did prior when we said equals cell plus cell plus cell, I can change a number or I can delete all of these. Notice it goes to 0, and I'm ready to start again. So realize we start by, again, clicking in the cell where you want the answer, if you will, to appear. Then we press the FX button. Now realize what we're doing is, or I should say what the program is doing, is actually typing equals, which is required before any math appears. It's typing a word for us. It's a reserved word. It's opening the parenthesis. So right now I'm typing that in just to show you. I can type it in, I can highlight, I can close the parenthesis. It's doing the same thing as long as it says equals sum and then a range of cells have been highlighted. I can also find the average in the same way. Start by clicking in the cell where you want the answer to appear. Press the FX button. Find the word average. Say OK. Now notice that once you've created a function, it's trying to suggest cells here in the dialog. Don't ever trust what it gives you here. It's most likely going to be wrong. Instead, click that little button to go out and highlight. Highlight your own cells. Now, as before, I can click that little button again, or I can, as a shortcut, hit Enter. I can go over here and click OK, or as a shortcut, I can hit Enter again. That works. Let me do it more quickly now. FX, average. Again, don't ever trust what it's putting here. It'll be wrong. Highlight cells, Enter, Enter. Now I have it. Now, don't mix the two together. And by the two, I mean the functions and the mechanical math that we do. We said in the past you can do equals and you can do cell plus cell and so on. We can do this type of process. Now, I'm going to erase that. We can also do FX, and we can say sum or average, and we can highlight cells. That's great. But here's what sometimes people do. I'm going to cancel that. Sometimes people hit the FX button. They'll say, give me the sum. They'll say OK. Instead of highlighting a range of cells, they'll choose to go out and pick one cell and hit Enter. and it says, oh, a second number. And they'll say, okay, well, let's do it again, and enter. And they'll do it again. Do you see how inefficient this is? If I keep doing this, and I say okay, first of all, it's going to say equals sum, and it's not even going to put pluses in between. It's going to put commas because it's already set to add this up. This is as laborious as it is to say equals cell plus cell plus cell. I'm going to erase that and say either say equals cell plus cell plus cell, or say sum, go out and highlight a whole bunch of cells, enter, enter, and you'll be done. Realize that there are even more mathematical functions, like more involved ones that we could do. For example, if you wanted to impress yourself with your skills, your mathematical skills from high school, you could go out and say, give me the cosine or the sine of an angle. Now, I'm not finding cosine here, so I can just type it up here in the search box. And here it is, cosine, say OK, gives you a little description, go out and highlight the number and say enter, enter, and there it is. And as a review, if these numbers are too large, that's a format cells issue. Format cells, specify it's a number with so many decimal places. This time I'll specify 3, and there it is. I could do the same thing with the sine. See if it's in the most recently used, and yes it is. Highlight, enter, enter, I've got it.